Are you alright? You don't look like a soldier. Are you a civilian? A mercenary? How did you end up here? Interesting. You were almost killed. Don't worry, I took care of all the bad guys. You don't look injured. How do you feel? Pretty tough. Most people would be cowering in fear by now. I know it can be scary. There are a lot of scary people in this world. I'm one of them. Thankfully, I'm on the side of good. I think. I try to be. I like to help people. I like to keep the weak safe. The strong like to exploit them. I've noticed that there are children in this area. Do you know what's been happening to them? Are they being targeted? I'm worried that they're going to be taken and trained to be child soldiers. It's a terrible fate. I was a child soldier. I fought in Liberia. I was good at killing. Too good. I think I enjoyed it too much. I don't want to be that person. And I especially don't want any other children to end up like me. I'm human. I'm made of metal rather than meat, but yes, I still have a human brain. I'm not an AI. Have you seen any AIs around here? You might have seen my companion. His name is Wolf. He's a bipedal machine. He does a lot of the scouting for me. In fact, he's the one who told me about you. He mentioned that there were possible innocents in the war zone. People attacking here, they don't care who gets in their way. Most of them are mercenaries. Many of them are also cyborgs, like myself. I'll take care of them. You don't need to worry about that. Do you have any friends or family in the area? Do you know if there's any other civilians around here? It can be hard to tell. Many of if they are afraid, they may have hidden. I have to use my scanners to look for heat signatures. No, I'm not usually on rescue missions. I'm usually the one ending lives, not saving them. Occasionally I do save lives, like yours and Sunny's. It's not really safe for you to be out here. Oh, I asked Wolf to come back and escort you to a safe area. I'll stay with you until he arrives. I don't want anything else to happen to you. You've been through enough. But once Wolf arrives, the two of you can safely leave this area. He's a good escort. He'll keep you safe. And once you get to the safe area, you might be able to meet my friend Sunny. She's such a bright girl. She creates so many wonderful aircrafts, which you might get to ride on one of them. They've been using them to take people out of the safe zone to even safer areas, hopefully far, far away from this battlefield. You don't need civilians out here, or anyone else caught in the crossfire. Scary thing. You know, weak, hopeless. It feels good to take out your enemies, but it's addicting. I think I'm only good at killing people, so I travel from war zone to war zone looking for a fight. Definitely don't want to end up like me. And I definitely don't want anyone ending up like me. People weren't born to kill. Unfortunately, so many of us are good at it. How about you? Do you have any skills, talents, or hobbies? I just realized that I don't really have a hobby. No, I don't really. Well, sometimes. No. Well. Does practicing sword fighting count as a hobby? Well, I do use those skills to kill people. Maybe not. I'll have to find a hobby when I leave this war zone. I think my wife would like that. I haven't seen her or my son in quite a while. I think they'd be happy. I'll take up maybe boating. They live in New Zealand, so there's lots of beaches, an ocean, hiking. Could always teach my son how to fight, but I don't think my wife would approve. I got him a knife once and she wasn't thrilled. I just think it's important for everyone to learn at least the basics of self-defense. Fortunately, a lot of the people in this area are cyborgs, so a normal human would have a difficult time fighting against them. But that doesn't mean a normal human couldn't. I've met the legendary Solid Snake. He was incredible. He taught me how to be stealthy. Not that I was bad at it before we met, but he taught me such important things as hiding inside a cardboard box. In fact, if you're ever in trouble, I recommend it. The enemy will never suspect it. It's lightweight, easy to move. You can look through the little hole and see where you're going. And you can change boxes depending on what area you're in. It's worked for me, and it's certainly worked for him. But I'll never be like him. I can only be myself. To try to work on being a better person. But it's hard. It's so easy to get caught up in fantasies of revenge. I'm still thinking about the man who took my eye. His name was Jetstream Sam. Ridiculous name. But he's a competent fighter. Have you seen him? He's a tall man with a robotic right arm, uses a red samurai sword, has a obnoxious grin. I'm sure we'll meet again eventually. I prefer to use swords as well, although I do carry a couple grenade launchers, rocket launchers, flashbangs, smoke grenades, that sort of thing. So, do you have any weapons? Let's see. Well, definitely going to need something if you're going to be in this area. Now, again, Wolf will take care of you, but it doesn't hurt to arm yourself. Right? Always use weapons you are trained in. You have to be careful, otherwise you might injure yourself or an unattended target. We don't need any more casualties. I thought I heard the sound of thunder. It might just be the sound of bullets. It always seems to rain on me. It even rained on the day I was born. I've been told I can be a bit melodramatic. I don't see it. I think I'm just a realist. A bit of a pessimist. But I'd rather be a pessimist. I'm either right or pleasantly surprised. How about you? Pessimist? Optimist? Something else entirely? It's nice to talk to someone of sound mind. I seem to have a habit of talking about philosophies with madmen. They always think the strong must crush the weak, and that will make us a better species, a better country. I don't see it that way. I think the strong should protect the weak. Just because someone's physically weaker than you doesn't mean they have nothing to offer or nothing to teach you. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. A nation is not built off one person. It's a collective group working together. Although I have a tendency to go off on my own, a bit of a loner myself, I do have a team. We work together. I think we do fairly well. Some of them talk a bit too much. Nobody's perfect. Impressed by my synthetics? They're built by one of the best doctors in the world. But very expensive, unfortunately. That's how many of the mercenaries in this area ended up here. They were just regular soldiers who lost a limb at some point and still needed to make money, and well, when you're best at fighting, you want as many advantages as you can get. So they go to private military contractors, and they fight in exchange for cybernetics or prosthetic parts. Mercenaries don't care where they're sent. They just want to fight. It seems endless. But don't lose hope. There are good people in this world. Sometimes it's hard to hear them. It seems like the bad people are the loudest. Certainly making a lot of noise right now. Are you still feeling alright? My sensors indicate that your heart rate is increasing. Oh. Am I making you nervous? It's a possibility you did see me kill all these people. Probably not something you're used to seeing. I'm sorry you had to see anything unpleasant. I try to do most of the fighting alone because I don't want others to experience what I've experienced. I hope you'll find your way to a better place, a safer place. And I hope you find your friends or family. I'm going to continue my mission here once you are brought to the safe zone. If I do find anyone, I'll also send them there, but I'll keep an eye out for anyone you might know. And I'll let them know you're safe. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Fighting isn't slowing down. Seems like no matter how many people I kill, there's just more. Like an infinite number. Are people like that? Or do we create a world where people like that can exist? I'm being a little bit pessimistic right now. You should be excited. You are safe. You are well. Yes, I don't see any injuries. This, don't worry, it doesn't hurt. It's simply, I lost this eye. It used to be a real eye, but they didn't have time to make a new one that matched the one I currently have. But this bandana has cameras inside it. I'm actually able to see better with it. It doesn't look like you have any injuries that severe. You're going to survive, one way or another. And my team and I are going to stay in this area until we take care of all the bad guys. We're going to make sure that everyone is safe. I don't have a chance to stop and chat with, well, really just chat at all. I'm usually fighting. People I fight will occasionally try to talk, but it's usually nothing worth listening to, really. It's usually just them explaining why they're better than everyone else. appreciate you speaking with me. I hope everything goes well. Wolf is approaching. He'll escort you to the safe zone. Take care and stay safe.